Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How you guys doing? Okay, this topic is very delicate, so I'm going to try and slow down today and try to massage this topic. It's a very delicate topic. But before I do that, just give a sister a thumbs up on this video. Take your pretty little finger and hit the subscribe button. That's all I'm asking for. That's it. All right, thanks. So let me get right into it because I just hate long introductions. Okay, so the topic today is the American descendants of slave movement, which is referred to as the ADOS movement that is going on now in America among so-called African American, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you guys my perspective from an outsider looking in, right? Because that's what I am now. I'm an outsider, right? I'm considered to be an outsider. So I'm going to give you my outsider perspective on this topic. I'm going to give you my opinion as a Caribbean folk, as a Jamaican, right? Okay, even though some of you yachties don't think that I'm Jamaican, but whatever, idiots. So anyway, before I get into it though, let me read you guys something. All right, I'm going to try and not drag this out, okay? So a controlled opposition. What is a controlled opposition? A controlled opposition is a strategy in which an individual, organization, or movement is covertly controlled or influenced by a third party, and the controlled entity's true purpose is something other than its publicly stated purpose. The controlled entity serves a role of mass deception, surveillance, or political social manipulation. The control party is portrayed as being in opposition to the interest of the controlling party. So you guys can pretty much see where I'm going with this, right? Right. So my understanding of this ADOS movement is that Black Americans are saying that they deserve to get reparation from the people that have been oppressing them for God knows how long, the last almost 400 years in this country, and still oppressing them to this day, which I 100 million trillion percent agree. You guys deserve everything that you can get, every goddamn thing that you can milk out of these people. Now, do I believe that you're going to get it? No, I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you're going to get it. But do I believe that you deserve it? Yes, you do. You deserve to get whatever it is that you're asking for. Okay. And nobody should tell you that you don't deserve it. Your ancestors were born here. You guys have been in this country and you have been at the bottom of the barrel since you've been here, okay, to this day. The prisons are full of your people here, and so you deserve everything you're asking for. I don't believe that you're going to get it though. And what else I believe is that this movement is dangerous. This movement is dangerous, and I'm going to tell you why it's dangerous. I'm going to tell you why it's dangerous. This movement is a very dangerous movement for Black Americans in this country, both African Americans and Black from everywhere else, because let me tell you why. Any Black movement that is advocating and encouraging the separation and division among Black people cannot be a good movement. It cannot be a good movement. Any movement at all, any Black movement that advocates the separation and division among Black folks cannot be a good movement at all. Cannot. And that's why I know that this movement is not a Black movement. It's not a Black movement. I don't think it is. I know it's not. Okay. Because if there's anything that I've learned about the history of America, and I'm not claiming to know everything about the history of America, but the little history that I know is this. Every movement that you guys have ever had in this country here, almost every movement that you've had in this country, all right? I mean, going back to Jim Crow, going back way back, okay? Every movement that you guys have had here, there's always been an infiltration in the movement. There's always been an outside entity that is pulling the string, that is right in the midst, watching and preying on you guys and pulling the string. And every movement you guys have ever had here, there's always that one raccoon in the mix who brought the entire operation down. Okay? Black Panther, Huey P. Houghton. Okay? There was a black dude who brought him down. Well, how much did they pay that guy? Was it $350 or was it $3,500? I forgot. Um, this, I mean, even up until present, the Black Lives Matter movement. Shit, that movement is being run by a bunch of white lesbian. It's called Black Lives Matter for a reason, right? But there's every other ethnicity in this goddamn movement, and the black people are in the back like, hello, I'm over here. What happened to us? So we know that every goddamn movement that you guys have had in this country has always been infiltrated, COINTELPRO, right, by an outside entity. And that's what you call a white supremacy move. Okay? So this movement is no different. This movement is no different because this movement is advocating for the division among black people. And that's what I see now. Because now I see people online, black Americans, telling black people from other places to go back to where you come from. We don't need you here. Fuck off. Go home. So this is what we have been reduced to now. The people have now turned against each other. Black folks, right? So the oppressor has gotten exactly what they hope for. Their plan is finally coming true. Finally coming through, right? That's what they wanted. You know what they're doing right now is they're sitting in back and they're twiddling their thumb, right? And they're sipping on their bourbon and laughing at us. That's what they're doing. They're laughing at you guys because their plan has finally worked, right? That's what they wanted. Because wasn't it J. Edgar Hoover who said that the detriment to America is to see black folks coming together. That would be the downfall of America, is to see black people coming together. Isn't that what he said? I might be paraphrasing, but I think he said something like that. The destruction of America is to see black folks coming together, right? Look that up. I believe it was J. Edgar Hoover, right? So now I got to really take a look at, because let me tell you guys something. Let me just make this very clear, right? Let me just make this very clear. Are there raccoons in the Caribbean? I can't speak for anywhere else. I can only speak from the Caribbean because I'm from the Caribbean. There are a lot of raccoons from the Caribbean. Yes, there are, which is why I don't get along with them. I don't. Okay, because I like to consider myself to have the I think I have the Nanny of the Maroon spirit in me. Okay, in case those of you guys who don't know who Nanny of the Maroon is, go Google her. Okay, I have the Marcus Garvey spirit in me. Okay, I cannot be a raccoon. I can't. Okay, I'm that slave who's always running away from the plantation because I'm just not a plantation person. Okay, I'm gonna be that slave who's gonna get lynched because I refuse to stay on the plantation. I do not jive well with raccoons. I don't. Okay, so I understand your frustration here when you are angry with the few raccoons who come here from other parts of the world and the Caribbean, and they clicked up with white supremacy and they go against Black American and they say horrible things about you guys. I understand the frustration. Okay, I get it. But let me tell you something about those of us who are wide awake from the Caribbean. Okay, those of us, this, you know, those of us that came here from the Caribbean, we're not sleeping. We're not the walking dead. Okay, we're wide awake. All right. We're not looking for any tangibles. We're not looking to share your tangibles. You deserve your tangibles. All right. You deserve it. The only thing that we want, the only tangibles that the oppressors can give to us is for us to see them stripped of all their dignity the same way they strip our ancestors of their dignity and continue to strip my people of their dignity. That's all we want from them. That's it. We don't want anything else. We don't want any tangibles from these people. All right. So y'all can stop thinking we're here to take your tangibles. Um, a lot of us don't want your tangibles. A lot of us have lands and properties back home in the Caribbean. We do. And we understand why you want, what you want because you deserve it, right? So who started, I really had to ask myself who started this whole ADOS movement. I wanted to know who started it, so I did a little research, right? And so this young man, which I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen right now. I'm going to share my screen with you guys because this young man is claiming to be the person who started this movement. All right. So maybe you guys know who this young man is. Let's take a look at him here. All right, let's take a look at him.
Today, we in it. So let's talk about who created this thing. This was American DOS. ADOS was created out of the brain trust of myself, Antonio Moore. I'm a UCLA grad, Loyola Law School grad, nominated for an Emmy for the documentary Freeway Cracking the System, in which we uncovered the Nicaraguans involved with the Iran-Contra scandal. Go check it out, IMDb me. And then also you have Yvette Carnell of Breaking Brown, who worked in Capitol Hill, graduate of Howard HBCU, and a political commentator who has a long-standing show called Breaking Brown that's on YouTube. I myself have a show on Dash Radio. I've done it every week for a year and a half, and I also have a YouTube channel called Tone Talks. So this is real legitimate discussions. Just this Friday,
All right, so you guys heard it there. This young man is claiming to be the person who have started the movement ADOS, right? Among others, he mentioned somebody by the name of Yvette Carnell, and so I don't know who these people are, and so I did a little bit of research. Well, not much research. I just kind of Googled her name, and I just asked around, and this is she right here. Okay, so that's Yvette Carnell, right? That's her, and from what I'm hearing now, I'm going to use the word allegedly, okay, because I'm not sure. I don't know if this is true or not. So from what I'm hearing, allegedly, this woman here, Yvette Carnell, she is behind the movement. She and that young man that I just showed you guys, they're the one that started it, allegedly, supposedly, right? From what I'm hearing about this woman here is that she, allegedly, I'm going to use the word alleged again, is a African-American lesbian woman, and supposedly, allegedly, she has a white partner. That's what I'm hearing. I could be wrong. I don't know. That's why I'm using the word allegedly. But from my understanding is that she is a Black American or African American female homosexual, and she has a white partner, is what I'm hearing, right? So you guys are asking for reparation and tangibles, right? That's what you guys are asking for. So which bring me to this, right? Which brought me to this. So right here, this is some presidential Democratic candidate, and she's calling for $100 billion in slavery reparation, right? And as you can see here, she is Becky, right? And my understanding is that she had an interview with this young man here that we just saw in the video, right? This young man here. She I couldn't find the interview, but I heard some of it. She had an interview with that young man there. So I'm trying to put the pieces together here. So this is Becky, and she's the presidential candidate who's asking for reparation for Black people. And when I'm sorry, but I have to laugh. I really have to laugh because let me just say this. Let me just ask this question. What white woman do you know in America that is going to allow Black people in this country to have any type of access to any type of riches or any type of anything that is going to build you up in America. What white woman do you know? Huh? From the little that I know about history in America, the white woman has been lynching, castrating the Black man, Black woman, and Black children in this country. Okay? The white woman has been the cause of the attacks on Black people in this country. Every time you turn around, there's a white woman calling the cops on a Black person, a Black kid, a child, a baby. Okay? Everything Black, they call the cops on. The Black woman has been, the white woman has been the cause of attacks on Black people in this country. And here you have some so-called white woman who is just waiting to hand out reparation to Black people, right? Really? She's supposedly advocating for reparation for Black folks, and you guys are y'all need to wake up. Y'all need to wake the hell up. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And so what I see lately, what I've seen, which is very sad. This is very, very sad. I've gone online and I see Black Americans cursing out Black people from other parts of the world, Black people from the Caribbean, Black people. And what I hear them saying is, go back to where you come from. We don't want you here. Go home. Get the fuck out of here. Go back to your fucking island. Blah, 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 blah. And so what we have here, or what we're about to have in this country, is a civil unrest between Black Americans and Black people from other places, because that's what the third party behind the scenes, that's what they're waiting for. Okay, because what has happened is they have taken the attention off of them. That's what's happening here. The attention is now off of white supremacy, and now you guys have turned your attention to your brothers and sisters from the Caribbean and other parts of the world. You have turned your attention off of white supremacy, right? The very people who have been castrating you in this country. You've taken away your attention from those people, and now you have turned your attention to your own people, right? And now you're ripping your people apart. So now you have people from the Caribbean and other parts of the world who came here, Black folks who came here and build a family with Black Americans, right? So what, now we're going to have a division in the household? We're going to have division in our household? Huh? There's a Black girl from, I don't remember where she came from, and she's engaged to a Black American man, and now his friends are telling him to get rid of her and get himself an American woman because she's not a Black American. So this is where we are. This is what we have come to in America. It's very sad. It's very sad. Now I'm hearing that our ancestors didn't go through what American ancestors went through. They didn't go through it, the hardship that. So this is what we have been reduced to. We have been reduced to. Black Americans are telling Caribbean Americans that our ancestors did not go through slavery, through hardship and slavery like Black Americans' ancestors did. This is what we have been reduced to. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, if we want to go there, let me ask you guys a question. You guys have 4 seasons here in America: spring, summer, fall, and winter, right? So when your ancestors wasn't picking cotton in the wintertime, because there's no cotton in the winter, what were they doing? Because let me say this: Jamaica, the Caribbean have 4 seasons. And it's all, I mean, it has 4 seasons, but it's summer. It's summer all season. I mean, the world has 4 seasons, but it's always summer in Jamaica. Okay, even though it is still 4 seasons, but it's always 90 degrees in Jamaica. So technically, it's 1 season. Okay, so let me tell you something. The only difference between our ancestors and your ancestors is the type of crops they were picking. Okay, let me make that very clear. All right, this is our ancestors in the Caribbean on them goddamn sugarcane plantation. Okay, this is them chopping down sugarcane. This is your ancestors on the cotton field picking cotton. What's the difference there? The only difference is the crop, the type of crop that they're picking. One is picking cotton and the other one is picking sugarcane. That's it. The only difference. Our people suffered during slavery. All of our people, all of our ancestors. And you guys had the nerve to sit here and compare the hardship that our ancestors went through. You guys have the nerve to sit here fighting among each other, talking about the hardship and comparing the hardship of our ancestors. Is that what we have been reduced to? I'm going to say this to you, man. I'm going to say this to you guys. Okay? Let me say this to you. You guys have, let me go back to my screen. Let me go back to my screen. The one thing I know about, the one thing I've learned about Black Americans, right? You brothers and sisters right here in America. The one thing I've learned about you guys is whenever there is a movement, right? You guys have never stepped back to think. Just ask yourself, where did it come from? Um, who's behind it? You just jump right on the bandwagon. No questions asked. You guys are easily manipulated. You guys are easily manipulated. This is not a Black movement, guys. I hate to disappoint you, but it's not, okay? Because any movement that calls for the separation among your people, it cannot be a Black movement, okay? And I'm going to reiterate this again. We don't want your tangibles. We don't. We don't want your tangibles, all right? Because let me say this, right? When I hear you guys, when I hear you guys talking about this ADOS movement, when I hear you guys talking about this ADOS movement, right? And I hear you guys telling us to go back home, go back to your Caribbean, right? What I see is a bunch of slaves knocking on the back door of master's house, begging masters for some breadcrumbs. That's what I see when I hear you guys talking about this ADOS, tangibles, blah, 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 blah. That's what I see. That's what I hear. All I hear is a bunch of slaves standing on master's doorstep, begging for breadcrumbs while kicking dirt on the other slave. Get out of here. We're not sharing our breadcrumbs with you. Go back over there to your Caribbean plantation. We don't want you over here. We're not sharing our breadcrumbs with you guys. Stay over here and we're not going to share our breadcrumbs with you. That's all I hear. That's all I hear. Well, let me tell you guys something. We don't want your breadcrumbs. We don't want your breadcrumbs. We don't want your breadcrumbs. Okay? What we want, the only tangibles that we want, that we're waiting for, is to see your oppressors in shackles. That's it. That's all we want. We would love to see that. We would love to see that. And we're waiting for you guys. We're waiting for you guys to wake the hell up. Okay? That's all we're waiting for. Because there's a lot of coons in America. There's a lot of raccoons here. Yes, we have raccoons back home. We do. But you guys have some dangerous raccoons here. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Because I just want to know. I just want to know something. I just want to know, seriously. Your people have been enslaved in this country for hundreds of years, right? Hundreds of years. These people have tried everything that they could and continue to try everything that they can to get rid of you guys. They have tried everything. Sterilization. I mean, they've tried every goddamn thing. They've tried sterilizing your man and your woman, both, and your children. And here you are, still standing, right? Because you guys are blessed. Thank God for that. You guys are blessed. You're not going anywhere, right? But consider the fact that these people, these very people, have tried, have spent their every ounce of strength that they have trying to get rid of you guys here, right? They have built their empire. America is their empire. It is. And they're not about to get rid of it. They're not about to lose it to anybody. They have built their empire on the backs of you and your forefathers, and they continue to do so. Okay? Half of your men are in prison, right? So my question is, what make you think? What would make you think that these people are miraculously now willing to hand you opportunity that is going to give you access to share land with them? There's a lot of you guys in this country. Do you really believe that your oppressors, the very people who have spent the last 400 years calling you niggers and monkeys in this country, right? Tearing you down, stepping on you, okay? Do you really believe that these people are now willing to share their wealth with you, to give you access to money that is going to allow you to have land so you can raise your black children and build your community and build your people up? Do you really think that these people are willing to just hand you some tangibles and hand you some reparation? Is that what you guys really believe? You guys really, you cannot believe that. There's no way in hell you believe that. You really believe that? You can't even get justice for one person. Tamir Rice, that poor little baby, that poor little baby. You couldn't get justice for him. You couldn't get justice for Trayvon Martin. You couldn't get justice for that gentleman who was choked to death by the NYPD while they came out in their mocking you guys in their T-shirts. You cannot even get justice for one person. What makes you believe that these people who have completely stripped you of your dignity, what makes you believe that they are now willing to give you access to land so you can build yourself? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that these people are just going to hand you stuff? Huh? Your people built Black Wall Street. They took the little penny that they had, every little bit of resource that they had, which was not much, and they built back Black Wall Street. And what did these people do? What did these people do? They desecrated it. They brought it to the ground, right? And you guys built it up. So what do you think has changed? Nothing has changed. Nothing, absolutely nothing has changed. You have a racist in the White House. You have there's a bunch of lynching that has gone on in the last year since this man has been in office. Okay, right? I don't understand why black people now believe that white people in this country is now just going to hand you some breadcrumbs. They're not. They're not even going to give you a piece of crumbs. We don't believe that. So let me say this. For those of you who are being disrespectful, right? Um, Telling black folks from other parts of the world to go home to your nasty Caribbean, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm here to tell you that there are a lot of us that don't want anything, any tangible. We don't want to share your tangibles, honey. First of all, we don't deserve your tangibles. We're not from America, okay? If we were to get any tangibles, it would be coming from England or, um, the French country somewhere, because we're not American. That our tangibles would be coming from England, right? So we want you guys to have your tangibles. We do. We want you guys to have your tangible. We just don't believe that you're going to get it. Okay? We don't believe that you're going to get it. But so what I'm here to tell you is the only thing that we want, the only tangibles that would make us happy, those of us who are wide awake, okay? Those of us who are awake, the only tangibles that will make us happy is to see your oppressors stripped of their dignity and walking around in chains and shackles. That's it. That shit would make us happy. Listen, there's a lot of us out here. There are a lot of riders out here. There's a lot of riders out here. I'm one of them, okay? We're waiting, brothers and sisters of America. We're waiting for your asses to wake up. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for your behind to wake up because a lot of you guys that are crying about ADOS, a lot of you guys are going home to a white wife every night. A lot of you black women are going home to a white husband every night, a Chinese husband every night. A lot of you brothers are going home to a white wife and a Chinese wife every night. Okay? We can't take you serious. We don't take you serious. But we're sitting back and we're waiting. We're waiting for you to wake the fuck up. That's what we're doing. We're sitting here waiting for you to wake the because while you're out here, right, kicking dirt on your fellow black people from the Caribbean, right, and telling us to go home, because you want your little breadcrumb from master, right? You're waking up next to a white person. Now, who's the coon here? Who the hell is a coon? A lot of you guys that are talking about tangibles and asking us to go back home, a lot of you guys are waking up next to a white person. A lot of you guys are waking up to a white partner, a white husband, a white wife, huh? And you're kicking dirt on us, and we're the coon. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. In the Caribbean, in the Caribbean, when a mother gives birth, 9 times out of 10, the first person that that child see is a black face. Okay, the midwife. My mom had a midwife for all three of us. Okay, we all had a midwife. Okay, she gave birth at home. We had a midwife, right? And it was a black woman. Okay, that's all we have out there, right? Thank God, right? When the baby comes out the womb, the first face they see is a black face, right? When we go to kindergarten, it's a black teacher, black students, black everywhere. Primary school, secondary school, high school, all age school, whatever school, black. Okay, everybody's black. So we weren't raised around white people. As a matter of fact, the very first time I ever saw a white person, I was about 6 or 7 years old. I kid you not. I kid you not. The first time I ever laid eyes on a white person, it was a white couple. Okay. We were in our yard. Okay. I grew up in the country. All right. And there was a white couple and they had on their little backpack and I guess they were going hiking somewhere. I don't know. All right. And that was the first time I saw a white person and rest of my family. I mean, we were so shocked. We came out of the house like, what the hell? Like who? What? We've never seen them, so we didn't even know what to like. What the? We we didn't know what the hell that was. Like, what is that? You know? So we were not raised. The point I'm trying to make is we were not raised among white folks, right? When we went to school, we see all black faces, right? All through school, black faces. When I became an adult, I went to church back home with one white person, and everybody worshipped her. Anyway, I had no idea where she come from, where she came from, whatever. I don't. I really didn't know much about her. But there was a one white chick in church. Okay, apparently her mom was a bedwench, who, uh, or one of her parents were the either her father was a bed buck or her mother was a bed wench. But anyway, one of them came here and married some white person and went back to Jamaica and had her. That's a little bit that I know about her, right? But we were not raised around white people. So why am I saying this? We don't, Caribbean people, for the most part, we don't understand the nature of white people. We didn't understand the nature of the beast until we came here, right? Until we came here. And some of us still don't even get it, right? But let me say this. When we're in the Caribbean, we don't understand the nature of these people because the only time we see these people is when they come to visit, right? They come on vacation, and they come around, and we love the island. It's so beautiful here. Oh, we love the people. You guys are so nice. Whatever, right? And so they put on their best behavior, right? And so all we know about these people growing up is that they're just nice people because they've never shown us anything else, right? However, you guys are born in the belly of the beast. When 9 times out of 10, when you are given birth here, you see a white face. When you go to kindergarten, you see a white face. You go to middle school, there's a white face. High school, white face. College, white face. The workplace, white face. You guys were born and raised in the midst of in the belly of the beast, right? So our question to you guys is, why don't you understand the nature of the beast? That's our question to you guys. Why don't you understand the nature of the beast? Why are you guys are still suffering from the Stockholm syndrome? You're still loving the beast. We don't understand the nature of the beast. We don't know the beast. You guys do. You guys were born and raised with the goddamn beast, right? I mean, if anything, we should be the goddamn coon because we don't even know the beast. But you guys are some of the biggest goddamn coon. Because while you guys are fighting for reparation, you guys are still waking up to a goddamn beast. It doesn't even make any sense, right? So we have some coons from the Caribbean who come here and they're very disrespectful to Black American. Yes, that is true, right? I've seen it, right? I don't associate myself with those type of raccoons or any type of raccoon for that matter, right? I don't associate myself with those people. But at least they have an excuse because they might not even know the nature of the goddamn beast. Okay, but that's not an excuse now. That's not an excuse. Okay, because once you come here, you should learn the nature of the beast. All right, because that's what I did. That's what I did. Okay, so that's not an excuse. However, Black Americans are born and bred, born and raised in the midst, in the belly of the beast. And you guys are still sleeping with them. You guys are still waking up with them in the morning. You guys still don't understand their nature. You have to understand the nature of the beast, man. You have to get the nature of the beast. You got to understand it. Why is it that you guys are still confused about the nature of the beast? Why? I mean, when I begin to understand the nature of your oppressors, right? It baffled me as to how even one among you still sleep with these people. Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. You guys are marrying them. You guys are having babies with them. You guys are loving them. You can't say anything bad about them because you guys will curse somebody out if they ever say anything about them. And you were born and raised among them, and you know their nature. You should know their nature, but you don't. You don't. Okay. So let me say this to you again before I get off of here. We don't need to share your tangibles with you. Though I can't speak for everyone else, I'm only speaking for myself and a lot of us out here that I know that are writers. We are true writers, okay? We don't need to share your tangibles. We don't want it. You deserve it, okay? We hope that you get it. We do, right? The only thing that we're waiting for, we are waiting for you guys to wake the fuck up. That's what we're waiting for. We want our brothers and sisters here in America to wake up, to wake up. What we want is to see the people who have been oppressing you guys for all these many years. We want to see them being stripped of everything. We want to see their dignity being taken away from them. What we want is to see pale feet and pale necks and chains and shackles. That's what we want to see. And we're waiting. We're sitting back and we're looking at you guys. We're waiting for you guys. We're waiting. That's what we want. That's what we want. We don't want. Don't feel threatened that we're coming here to take your tangibles. Most of us aren't. Okay. Well, I don't. I can't speak for everybody else. I don't want your tangibles. Okay, I don't want any part of it. Okay, you guys deserve it. Do I think you're going to get it? No, I don't. Okay, but I don't want it. And there are a lot more like myself out here. We don't want it. We don't want it. What we want is to see these people, your oppressors, being stripped of their dignity. We want to see them in chains and shackles the same way they did our ancestors. That's what we want. Listen, that would be the best tangibles that they can give us. That tangible would make us happy. We'd be jumping for joy. All right? That's it. So while you're busy knocking on master's back door, waiting for your breadcrumbs, right? Kicking dust on your brothers and sisters. Get out of here. We're not sharing our tangibles with you. While you're busy doing that, we're waiting for your dumb ass to wake up. That's what we're doing. We're just waiting for you to stop begging. Stop begging because it's not going to happen. We're waiting for you to wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Just wake up. Wake up. Because you're not going to get any, as long as you're sleeping, you can't sleep your way to tangibles. You can't sleep your way to tangibles. You cannot sleep your way to breadcrumbs. It's not going to happen. Okay? So anyway, so that's what I wanted to say about that. That's my little assessment on the matter, okay? Any black movement that is advocating for the separation and division among black people is a white supremacy move. It's not a black movement. Not a black movement. Common sense should tell you that black people does not have a movement that encourage the separation among yourself. That doesn't even make sense. We should be coming together. I mean, about a year ago, you guys were advocating. You guys were Pan-Africanists and advocating for the unity among blacks, right? What happened to that? Master got to somebody. Master got to somebody. Somebody even got a little bit of breadcrumbs. So now all of a sudden, all the other black folks are your enemies now. So now we're having a civil war among black folks in America, right? That's what's going to happen. Meanwhile, Master and his people are sitting there sipping on their goddamn champagne, twiddling their thumb, and laughing at you guys because that's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Okay, guys, this is not a black movement. This is not a black movement. This is not. Check your history. Go back to history. Look at every black movement that has ever happened in this country, and you'll see that every single one of them was infiltrated. There was always a coon in the mix who was willing to take money, okay, to sell everybody out. All right. There's always these black movement with black faces in the forefront, and there's always a white supremacy group behind the movement pulling the strings, all right, and causing division among the people. That's the history of your people in this country. It's always been that way. That's why the Black Panther movement was broken up. That's why every freaking movement that you've ever had has been broken up. Every single one of them. Where's your common sense? This one is no different because right now, all of you guys are fighting each other. Black Americans are fighting Black Caribbeans and Black people from everywhere else. Hello, ding, ding, ding. The plan is working in full force. Master is finally getting what he wants. Finally. Just like J. Edgar Hoover says, the worst thing that can ever happen to America is for black people to come together. And they're getting exactly what they wanted. You guys are giving them exactly what it is that they want. I wonder who is getting the money though. That's what I want to know. Who's getting paid off of this? I'm curious. I'm curious. But anyway, so that's my take on this thing. That's my take on this thing. If you guys are too dumb to see that this is that there is something behind this movement, a bigger force that is pulling the string behind this movement, okay? This is not a black movement. This is not a, and I cannot stress this enough. I cannot stress this enough. Any black movement, my brothers and sisters, that is advocating the division among your people, it cannot be a black movement. That's a white supremacy move. That's it. That's it. We don't want your tangibles. We want to see people in chains and shackles. That's what we want to see. And we're waiting for you guys, my brothers and sisters in America. We're waiting for you to wake the fuck up. Wake up. That's what we're waiting for. Wake up. Wake up. One hand, you're waking up next to Becky, and the other hand, you're asking for reparation. What the fuck? What? How is that even, like that's counterproductive. You can't be going to bed with Becky while you're asking for reparation. Going to bed with Becky asking for breadcrumb while you're kicking dirt on your other brothers and sisters. You see how silly that is? You see how dumb that is? You see how dumb that is? Wake the hell up. We're just sitting back here. Those of us on the outside looking in, we're sitting back waiting for our brothers and sisters in America to wake the hell up. That's what we're doing. Wake up. And we're here to let you know that a lot of us don't want your tangibles. We don't want it. What we want to see is the oppressors being stripped of their dignity. We want to see our oppressors in chains and shackles. That's what we want to see. That's it. That's the best tangibles that they can ever give us. We don't want anything else. They have nothing to give us. This earth belonged to us. This is our earth. They can't give us anything. There's nothing they can offer us that we would want from them. That's all we want. It's the best tangibles that they can give to us, is to see their dignity being stripped the same way they have stripped us of our dignity, is to see these people walking the line in chains and shackles. That's all we want. That's it. So stay busy begging for breadcrumbs. Let's see how long that lasts. Let's see how long it lasts. Okay. But we're just sitting here waiting for you to wake up. I don't know how long we're going to sit for, but we're sitting here waiting for you to wake the hell up, man. Wake up, black people in America. Wake up. Because those of us from the outside, we're just waiting for you guys. That's all we're doing. We're waiting for you. My brothers and sisters, we are waiting for you to wake up. Anyway, give me a thumbs up, guys. I'll see you guys later, all right? Hit the little subscribe button. Bye.